Days after toppling Nicolas Maduro, the United States is making its intentions for Venezuela clearer. The Trump administration says that it will dictate the decisions to the country's interim leaders and control its oil sales indefinitely. Trump has already said that the U.S. will run Venezuela. He said it time and again, and the White House has reiterated that it currently enjoys maximum leverage over the interim authorities in Venezuela, and it intends to use it.
We obviously have maximum leverage over the interim authorities in Venezuela right now, and the president has made it very clear that this is a country within the United States, the Western Hemisphere, close by the United States, that is no longer going to be sending illegal drugs to the United States of America. It's no longer going to be sending and trafficking illegal people and criminal cartels to kill American citizens as they have in the past.
Trump has already announced an agreement with Venezuela. Caracas will hand over between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil to U.S. for selling. And the U.S. president has now added that Venezuela is going to be purchasing only American-made products with the money from the oil profits. Trump will, on Friday, meet executives from U.S. oil companies. Venezuela's state oil firm said that it is discussing sales with the U.S. of volumes of stored oil. But Washington says that it is looking at longer-term control. Secretary of State Marco Rubio claimed that the administration is not just winging it, and they indeed have a plan for Venezuela. As per Rubio, the three-step plan will begin with stabilizing the country, number one, overseeing the country's recovery, number two, and finally, a transition.
Well, first of all, the bottom line is that there is a process now in place where we have tremendous control and leverage over what those interim authorities are doing and are able to do. But obviously this will be a process of transition. In the end, it will be up to the Venezuelan people to transform their country. We are prepared under the right conditions, using the leverage that we have, which includes the fact that they cannot move any oil unless we allow them to move it.
The White House has also confirmed that the U.S. is selectively rolling back sanctions on Venezuela. Venezuela's interim leader, Delcy Rodriguez, has defended plans to sell oil to Washington. Rodriguez admitted that U.S. attack to depose her President Maduro put a stain on the country's relations. But she added that it was not unusual or irregular to trade with the U.S. Venezuela is currently undergoing 7 days of mourning for those who were killed during the U.S. raid to capture Maduro. Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello has said that 100 people died in the U.S. raid. Venezuelan officials claim that a large part of Maduro's security contingent was killed, while Cuba has said 32 members of its military and intelligence services in Venezuela were killed in the raid. Now, in Venezuela, thousands took to the streets in the capital, Caracas, in a show of support and to demand the release of Maduro, the leader and his wife, Celia Flores. And to discuss this further, I was earlier joined by Edward P. Joseph. He's a lecturer at the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies. I did have a word with him regarding the future and what U.S. really plans for Venezuela. Here's what he had to say.
Yes, geopolitically, this is, of course, a seismic event. And we see the reactions in Russia in particular, because it's a Russian vessel that was seized. And we understand that the reaction is actually relatively mild. There's no sharp protest on the part of the Russian government. And in fact, it's relatively mild. The other vessel, of course, is not Chinese flagged. So the Chinese condemnation is more overall criticism of the United States, and also the fact that it is China who is the primary beneficiary of Venezuelan oil.
And that was Edward P. Joseph as we spoke about the U.S. forces that have finally captured the Russian-flagged vessel in the high seas after a major chase. We will be tracking those developments coming in.